The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
Network's coverage of the 2017 FCIAC postseason continues on. Tonight, it's semifinals in girls hockey. I'm Frank Renito standing alongside John Kovac. Chris Kalin is down in between the glass as we get ready for number 1 Darien and number 4 Fairfield. First of all, John, let's congratulate the number 4 Fairfield Co-op, their first ever appearance here in the FCIAC Championships. Their reward, the number 1 team and number 2 team in the state, Darien Blue Wave.
But they're here, and that's the big thing for a young team. This team is now in the playoffs, and they're part of a quartet of FCIAC teams that really separated themselves from the rest of the pack. If you look, Fairfield Ludlow, the co-op, 19 points. They were 9 points ahead of the 5th place team, that the Ridgefield Danbury Co-op with 10. Darien led the way with 26 points, 13-1 in the FCIAC. Greenwich with 23, New Canaan 20. So a tight pack with those 4. Then there's a lot of breathing room. These 4 really established who the top 4 in the FCIAC were.
They split the season series with New Canaan. They had an overtime win, which was obviously huge for the program. Only missed out on 3rd place by a single point. And talking with head coach Brian DiPodesta before the game, there were a couple of points at the season where they could have earned that point and possibly been in the 3 spot, but they sit at 4. They get the Darien Blue Wave, who are arguably the hottest team in the state of Connecticut. They lost their opening FCIAC contest against the Greenwich Cardinals and have just been cruising since then.
16 straight wins coming into tonight. It's a team that's hot, and somebody's going to have to step up and beat them to bring home some hardware.
The last time these 2 teams met, it was a 7-0 Darien victory back on February 4th. Give Fairfield credit, though, just a week before that, they only fell 2-1 at the hand of the Blue Wave.
They've proven they can hang with this team. They know what they can do. And you get a young team, they don't realize they're up against a perennial power. They might not realize or care they're up against the 3-time defending FCIAC champs. They're in the playoffs.
For more on this matchup and a couple players we should keep an eye on, let's go inside the glass with the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Chris Kalin. Chris, how are you this evening?
Guys, you look at this and you see a David and Goliath type matchup. Especially for Fairfield coming off, I mean, the last time these 2 met, Fairfield's coming off a 7-0 pounding on February 4th. But this is a good young team. They may be in a situation where they may just be young enough to not realize the situation they're in and the kind of task that lies ahead of them. They may just go out there and play hockey, and what they have to do is play smart hockey. Stay out of the penalty box, get in the offensive zone, get set, get your offensive sets moving. But it's very difficult against the Darien Blue Wave team. And like you said, 3 straight FCIAC championships to the number 2 ranked team in the state. And for them and for Fairfield, they have to really try to push the tempo. They have to come back after Darien. They got to put the speed on, and they really got to try to put Darien back on their heels. Not saying it's easy, but that's what they would have to do. They really have to force the pressure on Darien.
We'll see if they're able to do it. We'll have the opening puck drop and starting lineup for you right after this. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back at the Darien Ice House with more high school hockey on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network.
year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back on the HAN Network, Frank Renito, John Kovac up in the dance studio of the Darien Ice House. Chris Kalin is down inside the glass. Let's go through the starting lineups. Starting with the visiting Fairfield Co-op team, we will see Sophia Guerrera in goal, Samantha Henchcliffe, Abby Hart, and Grace Flink at forward, along with Courtney Sheets and Kayla Shemesh on defense. For the home Darien Blue Wave, you'll have Emily Giannunzio, the senior captain, in net. Shay Vanderbrock, along with Corinne Bevel and Cassidy Schiff up front. Courtney Lowe and Sally Cassidy will play the point. Giannunzio now, her third year as a starter. John, she's won back-to-back FCIAC championships, looking to win her third straight now.
And a lot of it's going to be on her if it gets behind. You look at this Fairfield team, and what's interesting is it's the latest Fairfield Co-op team to have success. You look at the boys hockey, Ward Ludlow Co-op, multiple state championships. The ski team, state champs. The rugby team is up there. The co-op teams in Fairfield do very well.
And that boys co-op team did win the Division II state championship last year. They've clinched a spot in the playoffs, or the FCIAC playoffs and the state playoffs, as they're up in Division I this year.
We'll see them Saturday.
That's right, we will see them Saturday. The girls Fairfield Co-op team, they clinched the number 8 seed. So following the FCIAC tournament, they will get the number 1 Hamden Green Dragons in the Connecticut Girls State Hockey Tournament, as this play blown dead offside, as Lowe unable to hold the line. A Wave in the white jerseys, white socks. They have blue pants. Fairfield Co-op rocking the New York Rangers look tonight.
We're all okay with that.
Wearing the traditional blue shirts. This one's sent across the way, and Sally Cassidy waiting there. Collects at the red line and will gain the zone. That's a wrist shot go that's deflected behind the net. Now on top of this one is Bevel. Centering one out in front, Guerrero, the first save of the night.
Puck got through traffic. Guerrero appeared to get a leg pad on it, turn it aside.
Up again, and a wrist shot here is held onto into the stomach off the stick of Schiff. So a good start from the Wave as they get the first line out and a couple of shots testing the sophomore for Fairfield.
They did what they wanted to do, worked it up the side, set up a nice triangle in front. They had somebody in the slot. Point was covered. They were very patient and let that develop.
Stretch pass here, cut off, trying to connect with Winslow. As they battle to a side now, and coming in to help is Casey Winslow. We've got Elizabeth, the freshman, number 18 for Fairfield, along with Casey, number 12. They'll be playing forward.
Great defense there by Taylor Guarino, breaking up a breakaway that really should have resulted in a quality shot for Darien. She prevented that.
Swiveling behind her own net, it's Taylor Guarino. And she sends a pass up towards the wing that will go the length of the ice. For an icing with 13:23 remaining. And we go down inside the glass now. Chris, as the Darien rolling through 3 lines here. They're one of the few teams in the state that has that luxury to go 3 lines deep.
And they're 3 lines. They're going to give you quality minutes. They're going to give you shots on goal. But for Darien, they're peppering. They're getting shots on goal early. They're putting pressure on Fairfield, and they're just going to force Fairfield to play defense in their own zone.
Thank you, Chris. And John, for Fairfield, one thing they cannot afford are turnovers right around their own blue line. No play to get it out of the zone will be a bad play tonight against the high-powered Blue Wave. As controlling this one is Molly Reed, skating all the way around the net. Tried to skin it, but it was canceled out.
Well, you can't afford to play on your heels backed into your own corner either, and that's what Fairfield's done for really the first 2+ minutes. Finally getting something out of the zone, they lose it right back.
Blue Wave go with the full line change, top line back onto the ice. Trying to skate her way through the defense that time was Caitlin Kavanaugh. Vanderbrook took it away. And Schiff was unable to send it all the way in. But retreating with it now is Abby Hart.
Just trying to find some space. That's going to result in the longest shot on goal we're going to see tonight.
Giannunzio stops that one, plays aside for Kate Drugan, and it's quickly up ahead. Wrist shot coming, and it's fought off with the blocker. That shot by Bevel. Behind their own net, Fairfield controlling, but it's sent up to the point. And a shot from low is kicked aside by a waiting defenseman in the slot.
Great
shoving down by the corner in front of the Zamboni door, and it comes out on the opposite side.
Great job by Sally Cassidy to keep that in, blocked it with her shin guard, and then turns it right around just before it crosses the blue line.
Up ahead, and now Fairfield for the first time tonight able to gain the zone. We'll see how long it lasts. It's low behind her own net, up the boards. Bevel can't control that pass. Quick shot coming, but it's blocked down. Rolls over to the right corner. Here's Henchcliffe. Up towards the blue line. Garino with it. Henchcliffe comes away with it, and her shot off Lowe's foot to the opposite side with 11 minutes to play. Kavanaugh trying to send one out in front, couldn't get through. Checked by Lowe. Fairfield able to hold the zone. Shot was blocked. This time it was Cassidy who got in the way. Now Sally taking it all the way around, looking for her teammate Bevel, but again, Fairfield holds the zone. Great shift here from the Co-op squad.
And this whole shift, Frank, is saved. That puck's going to trickle out up the right side boards, and it's going to be a breakaway for Darien. Guarino kicks it for Fairfield, is able to make a play, keep it in, and kept it in the zone for at least another minute and a half.
Drugan's pass missed DeLeader up along the boards. Katie DeLeader is one of our HAN Athlete of the Week nominees. As a puck open in front of the net was cleared out to safety momentarily, but held in by Libby Branca.
Guys, that was Taylor Shemish. She was able to get behind her goaltender and pick up that puck and try to fire it out.
A huge play as it was just waiting on the doorstep. Backhand attempt, stick the side there. Good save from Guerrero.
I thought that was headed in, Frank.
9:40 remaining. Back up the boards again, and this time they cannot clear. Just holding the line is Drugan. All the way around up to the wing. Drugan pinching in, keeps it in momentarily, but back out to center ice, and Branca will send right back in as Fairfield has to go back and regroup.
All that clear by Fairfield did was allow Darien to get a change. Really didn't benefit them at all.
Gave them time and space, though, and now Fairfield able to gain the zone. Trying to center one here, but it was cut off. Caitlin Chan intercepting that pass. Back behind her own net is Courtney Lowe. Looking up for help, and on the half boards there, Kit Eriks has it. Turned over momentarily. It's Cassie Winslow up to the point. Opportunity for a shot, and Giannunzio makes her first save of the night as Sheets put one on Cage from the blue line.
Nasty point shot there, and that had a lot of movement on it if we were calling baseball.
Yeah, and you see Fairfield, when they can get the puck down deep, they can protect that blue line. They can keep Darien in the zone. What they have to do is just keep throwing pucks at the net to get pressure.
And I think you're right, Cato. They've done a good job starting up the cycle. They've kept pressure on the Darien defense when they've gained the zone. Need to be a little more careful and protective of the front of their own net in their own zone. It's one out to the neutral zone, taken away by Abby Hart.
You know, they're trying to carry a lot of these in. Our Fairfield, do we want to see them do more dump and chase, do you think, Frank?
Could go either way right now. Chris,
You know,
like
with this
thoughts.
Darien team, I don't think dump and chase is smart. They're too fast. They're too quick to the puck.
I'm a big fan of maybe gain the zone, you skate it in, and a little
And then,
drop
yeah.
pass right around where you've got support coming, and it forces the defense to keep backing up, respecting you, gives a little space for the second players into the zone.
Right now, it's Fairfield in the position they've been in, trying to get out of their own zone.
There's a shot there and a save by Guerrera. In the slot, it was Vanderbroek. Idling to a side in front of that Zamboni door. 7:30 remaining, semifinal number 1, the girls' FCIAC championships. For hockey, pass up ahead. Showing here is Grace Flink. Flink sends one on Giannunzio that she holds on to with the glove.
They're getting some air under those shots, Frank, and it's basically the Fairfield shooter hitting little soft line drives at Giannunzio.
Not the worst shot that time just because it forces a stoppage. It's a face-off in the offensive zone, and they're able to get a chance. There's a shot from the point. Missed wide on the right side. But I would like to see them test Giannunzio down low.
And I would think that Fairfield may know something about Giannunzio, and that's why they're going top shelf.
There's a shot here. Could have been a pass all the way through the slot to the far side, and it's picked right back up as Fairfield looks to gain the Darien zone, but it's off Drugan. Now she is hunted down by Mary Estevez.
A great job by Estevez to turn that puck and gain possession in the Darien zone.
Puck out to the slot, an opportunity for a wrister here that Giannunzio holds on to. Lindsay Maloney, the freshman, getting that shot off.
Fairfield's got to be happy with their effort here. They're challenging Darien, they're challenging Giannunzio. They're getting their opportunities.
And the one thing about Estevez, I've watched her a couple times, and it was one opportunity she had for a breakaway. If she can get space on Darien defenders, she's very fast. She's not big, but she is quick. And if she can get control of the puck and you give her an opportunity to go at the goal, she may wreak some havoc in this game.
Far side looking for Bevel, and coming away with that one was Sheets. She sent it in. And Giannunzio stick to the side. Casey Winslow giving chase here, and her sister Elizabeth comes up with that one. One big thing to think about for this Fairfield team making its first postseason appearance, they have 10 freshmen on this roster compared to only 3 seniors.
And for a team to be that far ahead as a shot gets caught in traffic, for them to finish as far ahead of the 5 seed as they did with that many freshmen, the FCIAC's got to be paying attention for the next few years.
And that is a constant amongst all 4 of the playoff teams, as they are not very senior heavy, filled with a lot of juniors who have played big roles, as well as sophomores and freshmen who have stepped up to help their squads out. Schiff gains the zone, but had it poked aside. They'll have to come back into the neutral zone to retreat. Four along the boards, and coming away with that one was the leader. Up ahead, and now it's Elise Morrow controlling. She tried to leave it behind, looking for Claire Knight.
Go ahead, Frank.
5:14 remaining, scoreless in the first period. Fairfield and Darien, our first semifinal of the girls' hockey semifinals.
I'm impressed by Fairfield's ability to close distance on defense, that they've cut off a few rushes and open skaters, prevented some passes. They're playing very good defense on the back check.
And Chris, we just saw an example there. Darien has tried to skate that puck from behind the net or from the corner right to the side of the post, but a couple times now they have just been cut off by a waiting Fairfield defender.
And Frank, watch the Darien's first line when they get out there. Shea Vanderbroek She doesn't move with the puck. She just lurks right outside the crease. She's back. She comes in. She's all around the front of the net. Keep an eye on her. And what happens is her teammates have to keep an eye on her as well as Fairfield.
That's low behind the net, up ahead. Canceled out that time momentarily as they were trying to connect with Kiki Tropsa. On it now is Molly Reed. Down in the corner, coming to help out is Logan Book. A few seniors for Darien poked out in front. Taylor Guarino has it. Time and space, and she's using her speed now to dump this one in, and she goes to win a race. Against Cassidy, and they both cancel out, sliding into those end boards.
There was defensive change for Fairfield. Nobody followed that shot. Somebody could have been deep slot and gotten that long loose puck.
Guarino around, quick shot there, the save Giannunzio, the rebound popped over the net. Best opportunity of the night, and it comes for the Fairfield Co-op.
You can argue Fairfield has had the best opportunities of this first period.
As they battle for it along the blue line. Lowe keeps it in momentarily. Still trying to come away with it as Casey Winslow. And it finally clears the zone. This Co-op is changing. This one turned over in the neutral zone, and on it now is Schiff. Tried to send one out to the slot, but waiting there was a blue jersey as it's turned over. Vanderbrook with it. 2:51 remaining, and here's Elizabeth Winslow. Back check coming from Schiff as it's sent over to her sister Casey. Casey going down to the end line. Poked away momentarily by Drugan. Up to the point, and Sheets has it. She sends back down the boards, and then a careless pass turned over to Bevel.
She knew she had somebody at the far point. She didn't see the defender in between.
Give and go there, and a sliding Guerrero makes the save as they went back to Bevel, but not quick enough.
I don't know. I'm not down there, Frank. First I've seen this Fairfield team, but I'm just sensing that this is a team that's growing in confidence as this first period goes. Chris?
Guys, and on that play, Sofia Guerrero showed such tremendous control. She just tracked the puck right in and moved with the play. Didn't flinch, didn't do anything, just stared down the puck handler and just stopped that shot.
Right back with it comes Fairfield. Trying to poke that one along was Abby Hart, but Vanderbrook's on it. Dealing with Hart, help coming from both teams, and it goes back behind the net with Drugan. Who sends one all the way up and around to Schiff. Schiff couldn't connect. Good job by Vanderbrook in the neutral zone. Comes away with it with 1:40 remaining. Before stepping up and poking that one aside was Kayla Shemesh. Sheets with it. Lost the double team, but wins the battle anyways momentarily as Lowe poked it away. Claire Knight controlling, trying to split the defense. A little bit of a pile up in the neutral zone as bodies collide, and it's held on to by Guerrero with 1:16 remaining in the first period.
Guys, shots 7 apiece for both teams. And Fairfield, you're seeing down here on the ice, they're starting to communicate more. They're showing more confidence. They're stepping up. They're becoming more aggressive, especially on defense. Next period is going to be very interesting.
Both teams still need to survive another minute. Too many times this year, John, we have seen goals scored in the final 60 seconds. As coming away with this is DeLeader. Up to the point, stepping up to hold the line was Cassidy.
And that is such a momentum builder if you scored a goal. It's such a spirit crusher if you give it up.
Back behind her own net, here's Pitianella. To the point, Cassidy hesitates, lets the wrister go, and it's blocked in front with 30 seconds remaining. Down in the corner, DeLeader working towards the front of the net. The shot, and Guerrero makes the save, and now it's blown dead.
Point blank save. The puck must have been loose between her pads. She finally did cover it up and get the whistle, and I'm sure that was a relief to her.
25 on the clock. Face off to Guerrero's right. Behind the net, it's Guarino. Round and taken away by Schiff. Centering out in front, a shot. And it looked like Guerrero didn't see as it went flying towards the Zamboni door.
It had a lot of pop on it. I don't know if anybody saw it before it hit off that backboard.
3 seconds, 2 and 1 as Fairfield able to run out the final seconds. It is 0-0 between number 1 and number 4. A very well played first period. We'll step aside quickly and be back with more high school hockey right after this on the HAN Network.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. Mr. HandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
Mr. HandymanCT.com.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back from the Darien Ice House. After one period of play, it is tied 0-0 between Darien and Fairfield. And Chris, I'll come down to you first. I thought we saw a very impressive period there from the co-op squad of Fairfield Ludlow and Fairfield Ward.
Yeah, in Fairfield, you could see it as the period went along. The confidence started to build. Nothing changed with Darien. They were aggressive. They were cutting off the passes in the middle, and they were getting off on their rushes. It was just Fairfield was not afraid, and they didn't flinch when they came in.
I thought Fairfield had a little more speed than we anticipated. You saw it a couple of times on display. They were able to get up onto the toes of the Darien defense, even get around them to the outside, and it created shots and scoring opportunities.
It was like it took 2 or 3 minutes for them to realize, you know what, we can keep up with them, which they should have known after that first game, which was tight. And now I think you've got a team that has confidence. Chris?
Hey, guys, I'm joined with the Darien Blue Wave coach, Jamie. The coach, what can you take from your team out of this first period?
You know, I think we got our feet wet that period a little bit. Now we just got to settle things down, get more pucks to the net, and keep the pace up. A couple times we got caught in our own zone. It was because there were long shifts, and we got to know to get off the ice at times.
You know, Fairfield's managed to keep, they did very well keeping you guys out of the net. Does that start to wear on your team as it goes along?
We hope not, but yes, it's a good strategy for them, without a doubt.
All right, good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys, that's Coach Jamie Trop, so back to you.
Thank you, Coach. As the second period underway. I can remember playing for Coach Tropsy back in the day. It was a very distinct call when you needed a change, and it was, we need a switch, in a very high-pitched voice. Could be mistaken for Bo Hickey high enough.
You said that, I didn't.
And one player that really stood out as well, I thought Sophie Guerrero, the sophomore in goal for Fairfield, did a good job. Didn't have to face too many difficult shots, but still didn't allow a goal that period. That's always a positive for any goalie.
And I felt Taylor Guarino on both ends of the ice. She broke up some opportunities by Darien. She kept some pucks in the Darien zone and kept Fairfield possessions alive.
Behind the net this time is Grace Flink, one of the captains for this squad. Up ahead and controlling there is Abby Hart. One of the 10 freshmen on this roster as they dump it in. We are in the period of the long change, something to keep an eye on as Sheets tried to jump the pass, and Vanderbrook behind the defense. Vanderbrook letting a wrister go, probably wide, but stick the side just to be safe by Guerrero.
I like that cross-ice strategy because we haven't seen that much skating in space in the first period. Get somebody all the way across, throw it across, almost a misdirection type play.
So tried to go down low, but it was cut off by Marissa Estevez. the boards, battle there, and it's held in by Drugan. Back to Shemesh, up ahead, and Estevez controlling. She sends a bouncing puck in that Giannunzio saves aside into the corner. 13 minutes remaining with 2 gone by in the second period. A 0-0 score between number 1 and number 4.
You've talked about it all year, Frank. You just don't know what that puck's going to do against those Zamboni doors. Far end of the ice to our left. That puck just died.
It's a tricky spot even after redoing the ice this year by the Darien Ice House. Double team comes to Guarino now. With patience as she swivels her way around to safety. Tried to send up ahead, but losing an edge that time was Elizabeth Winslow. So a pass couldn't connect. Guarino trying to hold the line, does so, and a quick wrister there, and the save made by Giannunzio. She's been very active the last 10 minutes here, Chris.
She has been, and that was just a tremendous shot. An absolute bullet from Guarino. She just unloaded on the goal. And I was amazed with the amount of traffic there, how it got to the net.
12-14 remaining. Another shot from Guarino goes wide. And we've talked about some of the similarities and constants between these squads. One thing for sure, all 4 teams have gotten tremendous goalie play this year. We expected it from Giannunzio. Guerrera has been a pleasant surprise. And then you've got the rookies, Jessica Ware for Greenwich and Kara Fahey for New Canaan.
That is going to be an intriguing matchup in Game 2.
We'll have it for you right here on the HAN Network. Of course, on the HAN Network app as well, available in the Google and Apple Store. Puck out in the slot, taken away by Darien, and here's Bevel with an opportunity. Quickly trying to get back as Guarino. Good job with an active stick, and it slides through the slot as Pitaniello picked up an open shift, denying any chance at a shot.
She used her stick to fend off any shot. Very well played.
Across. Here is Jessica Pitaniello. Deflected puck bounces up. Out of play into the bench with 11:04 remaining. We were at Fairfield Ludlow last night, John. We had the girls semifinals in basketball. I'll bring you the first FCIAC championship this week.
You worked on Thursday night. Overtime, eh?
Just 1, 2, or 3 overtimes maybe. A lot of fun though from Ludlow. You had a great game in that first one. Stanford the big lead, Ridgefield clawing their way back, got it to 4, just couldn't hold on in the end, and then Trumbull and Fairfield Ward 3 overtimes as the number 1 Eagles hold on for a 36-34 victory. A lot of fun. The championship game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on the HAN Network.
And we expected a tight game when we saw those teams play in their respective quarterfinals Saturday at Norwalk High, but I don't know that you could see A, 3 overtimes, but B, how low scoring that game was.
Especially from the offense we saw earlier that in the tournament, but the defense by both teams was so good, just playing zone as well as you possibly can. As battling down low and coming away with this one is Claire Knight. Sent out through the slot, and it's held in that time by that was Sally Cassidy. Good shift here from the second line for the Wave. The leader battling now along the boards.
And that's the one thing that I do wonder. You have a confident Fairfield Co-op team. They're skating hard. They're skating well. You have a 3-line deep Darien side. At some point, will that depth make the difference?
The leader sent a pass into Cassidy's skates, but she's able to keep it in the zone. All the way behind the net, sent out in front, no good. The rebound off the post and score! Elise Morrow with the goal at 9:27 remaining in the second, and it is a 1-0 Blue Wave lead.
Morrow was between 2 Fairfield defenders, but was just left there between 2 Fairfield defenders and was able to just one-time it in off of the post.
And that was just a long shift that Darien was finally able to take advantage of. Fairfield started to lag a little bit. They weren't able to get the fresh legs out on the ice that they wanted. And for Darien, it's just a matter of get players off balance and create a scoring opportunity.
And it was a funny bounce out through the slot. I think Guerrera thought it might have been on the right side of the crease, but it kicked off to the left. So Morrow with plenty of time and space and a good shot off the left post and into the back of the net. So 1-0 Darien on top now as they try to send Bevel off to the races here, but it will go for an icing.
Now if you're Fairfield, you need to minimize this. You can't let this become a 2 or 3 goal run.
As they have an offensive zone face-off coming up. But coming away with the draw are the Blue Wave. Here's Vanderbroek looking ahead for Schiff, and she's got an opportunity, but Guarino sliding back, broke that one up, and now she wants to join the rush. Quick shot there, deflected around, and it's knocked down with a hand. That was Sally Cassidy on that one. Bodies hit the floor in the corner.
Bodies hit the floor?
Coming away with it is Fairfield. Held in at the line, Pitaniello. And now a race for a puck, and Schiff has it. Back behind the net, but she's rubbed off that one as Guarino continuing to be strong on the play.
Guys, that's scoring. Elise Morrow from Caitlin Kahn and Katie Dale-Later.
Thank you, Chris. There's an opportunity here and a shot wide off to the left side. Puck out in front. Turnaround opportunity. It's wide on the left. Fairfield picking up the pressure now. Looking to hold the zone this time, Shemesh. Out through center ice and a possibility for an odd man rush. Good job on the back check there. Kavanaugh tying up a Blue Wave skater. Broke up the opportunity for a 2-on-1. 7:20 remaining. Down low, Estevez around the boards. Trying to win this one is Maloney. Forward there by Sheets. Stepping up is Shemesh. Quick one-touch pass. Trying to find Maloney on the wing, but it goes all the way back to the Blue Wave defense.
I liked the puck movement on that back and then forward. Just Fairfield wasn't able to do anything with it.
Here's Estevez with it. Tried a little toe drag there, but it finds Maloney. Poked by Shemesh. Katie DeLeader on it now. Estevez giving chase as she works towards the slot. Lets the slow wrister go. Guerrera the save. And some pushing and shoving out in front. They did not appreciate Kit Eriks poking around at their goalie's midsection.
No, Maria Estevez protecting her goalie. Referee very quick to point out that there wasn't anything there to be called.
So with 6:30 remaining, Marino tries to clear. Cassidy sends this one back down into the far corner. Down low is Morrow. She's the game's lone goal scorer to this point. Pass to the right side, and it's Abby Hart. Deflected into the slot, and a weak backhand stick the side of the corner. That time by Grace Flink. Looking up ahead, here's Morrow with it. Morrow going to wind up for the wrister, and a save made by Guerrera. A rebound cleared out to safety. Did you think Morrow might have had a little more space to work with there, Chris? Could have tried to crash the net.
Yeah, but you saw Guarino. She kind of dropped back and moved over in front of her. It would have made going to the net much more difficult. So it's better to move and create the space to get the shot opportunity.
Here's DeLeader trying to stick handle her way out in front. And it goes into the crease and is pressed up against the post inside of Guerrera's skate for a whistle with 5:36 remaining.
Not much keeping that puck out of the net. It was just between the post and Guerrera's skate.
And despite all the activity, there's only 2 shots apiece for both teams.
It's been a lot of neutral zone play, I think corner play, and you're seeing both teams cancel each other out, tying up sticks, winning battles with the body. So it's been a very balanced period. And again, the one key shot from the slot is the difference right now in favor of Darien. There's an opportunity here. Bevel out towards the front of the net, and it gets to the point. Drugan with the toe drag. Now a wrist shot there, deflected around, and it never reached the net.
Nice move by Drugan to stop and set up the shot. Had the chance, didn't get through clean.
Back in here is Sheets with it. Skated through a check from Schiff. As Fairfield trying to hold the zone. Pass towards the slot. But waiting eagerly for that one was Kate Drugan. Chip behind the end line, and Schiff and Sheets battle for this one. Coming out with it is Casey Winslow. Up ahead, here's Elizabeth. On the right wing boards, takes her time, then sends one through the front of the net. Puck out in front, Giannunzio the save. Good opportunity there as a rolling puck found the stick of Elizabeth Winslow, but it couldn't be capitalized. Kit Eriks with it now, stepped around a couple of defenders and the shot went wide.
Just wide to her left of the goal. She had the room.
As we see the pace start to pick up a little bit, Chris, and opportunities coming at both ends.
You're seeing both teams. They're going north-south, and there's a lot of back and forth. But in this situation, it may not be good, especially for Fairfield.
Here's an opportunity for Fairfield, though. Estevez in all alone to the forehand, and the save by Giannunzio.
What a save. That is such a, sorry Frank,
Go
what
ahead.
a huge save.
It was a nifty move in the slot by Estevez. Well, what a job by the senior, keeping Fairfield with a big 0 underneath that scoreboard. Shot coming from the point, deflected in front, and Guerrero pokes the rebound off to safety. Battle along the boards, puck in the skates, and coming away with that one is DeLeader. Tried to center through, Maloney blocked that pass attempt.
We've mentioned this early in the season. They only do the ice once in girls hockey. You can see the snow starting to pile up, and I almost wonder if it's slowing the puck down a little bit at this point.
There's Knight with it, had it taken away by Guarino.
John, you're absolutely right. It is slowing the puck down. It's making it a little bit more difficult to get the puck out of the zone in stretch passes. And any kind of passing more than 6 feet, it's really starting to slow it down at that 7 to 10 foot mark.
As this one chipped up off a stick back into the Darien zone. 2:30 remaining in the second. Elise Morrow scored 5 minutes and 33 seconds into the period. That's where we stand, 1-0, Darien the advantage. As they go back D to D between Sally Cassidy and Courtney Lowe. Sheets working down below the end line. 3 wave to 1 Fairfield Co-op squad. Coming away with it is a teammate as passed out in front, but Lowe tied up the waiting receiver. Wrist shot from the point goes well wide up off the glass, and then this one sent down. We'll see if it reaches for an icing, but a wobbling puck going to check up at the hash marks.
It's going to check up in the snow. I also think that a Fairfield player could have gotten a stick on that.
That's a good job by Elizabeth Winslow to break up that icing there. Under 90 seconds in the second period. Fairfield back on the attack. Stretch pass here. Here's Bevel with it. Lets the long wrister go. Guerrero going to hold on to this one with 1:14 remaining.
And again, Darien has success with that cross-ice pass to get somebody hanging in space on the far boards, and they're able to lead. And for the second time they've done it, they get a nice breakaway.
On the draw, we see Paulishin and Vanderbrook. Puck cleared out here. Good job there by Elizabeth Winslow. Sent to the middle. Vanderbrook over to Schiff. Tried to throw one back blindly and couldn't connect. Elizabeth Winslow, it's a 3-on-2. If Maria can join the rush. Poked aside, good job by Lowe with 40 seconds remaining. Here's Lowe now back behind her own end line. The boards, Bevel was cut off momentarily. And it's held in the zone by Guarino. Still holding that line and now finally poked out.
A lot of the last 2 minutes has been spent in piles against boards.
Weak putt sent towards Giannunzio, and she plays along with under 10 seconds remaining in the period. Here's an opportunity. It's a shot down low. Giannunzio the save, and she holds on as time expires. As Fairfield using every single second of those 15 minutes in the second period.
They came close at the buzzer.
So it is 1-0 in favor of the Blue Wave. We'll step aside, be back with more analysis in the third period of hockey. Coming up next on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the President's Day event and Ram Truck Month, now through February 28th.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
It's all about meeting goals this year, and Trinity CrossFit of Ridgefield has experienced trainers, top-of-the-line equipment, and a newly renovated space to help get you there. Offering more classes per day than any other CrossFit gyms in the area, we cater to all fitness levels. Our coaches have a combined 10 years of experience in CrossFit, and as competitors themselves, Trinity coaches can get you ready for competition in 2017. Visit our convenient location on Route 7, Danbury Road, or find out more at trinitycrossfit.com.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars. Wow. Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign your child up now for InSports Future Stars Basketball Academy, teaching skills on the basketball court for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. Visit InSportsCenters.com for more information on this 7-week program. And for adults, spots are also still available for our men's 30 and over and 40 and over leagues. Like and follow us on Facebook. Whether you're looking for the freshest seafood, the perfect steak, or want to share delicious appetizers, look no further than the Stone's Throw in Seymour. Chef Peter Hom has more than 30 years of experience creating original recipes in his American eclectic style. Our dishes are made from scratch with fresh, local ingredients that pair perfectly with a seasonal craft beer, a signature cocktail, or your favorite wine. When you visit our Riverside location, you'll feel like you're on vacation when you're only a stone's throw from home. Visit us on Roosevelt Drive in Seymour or at stonesThrowCT.com.
Are you looking for new opportunity this year? How does growing a business with unlimited income potential sound? Christy Kinsman is a local entrepreneur building a global health and wellness business in Fairfield County. Offering cutting-edge anti-aging skincare, all botanically based and paraben-free, and a complete vegan, clean-eating nutritional plan, Christy's looking for business partners that can help get others healthier while taking advantage of an untapped market. Take that first step to freedom from the 9-to-5 grind by learning more about the products and our mentorship program. Contact Christy at thelittlehouseshop@yahoo.com.
Wild Birds Unlimited, your one-stop shop for all your backyard bird hobby needs. Premium bird seed, freshly delivered each week. A great selection of bird feeders, houses, a patented pole system, bird baths, and a vast array of wonderful gifts of whimsy and nature. Visit us at 356 Heights Road in Darien, next to the post office, and across from Norotan Heights Railroad Station.
Fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Safe and reliable, MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook. What's happening up in Hartford and what's trending in the Nutmeg State?
Join Kate Chaplinsky
And Josh Fisher
on CT Pulse live Wednesdays at 12:30 to find out.
We talk to the leaders and newsmakers while breaking down the stories you should be paying attention to each week.
With the help of HAN's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith, we take a humorous look at the news of the week. We talk about everything you were told you should avoid bringing up in polite company.
CT Pulse, Wednesdays at 12:30 on the HAN Network.
Hi, I'm Denise DiGuergoli, host of The Drive, here every Tuesday on the HN Network. It's about how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit that creates the life you live, with people, places, ideas, and organizations that move us forward mindfully and consciously. Tune into The Drive here on the HN Network, Tuesdays at 12:30.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure with me, Steve Coulter, and our Arts and Leisure editor, Sally Sanders, Mondays at 12:30, right here on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter, and I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break. If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back on the HAN Network, Frank Granito and John Kovach with Chris Kalin sitting inside the glass. It is 1-0 in favor of Darien at the end of 2 periods. Fairfield out shooting Darien 13-12. To this point, Elise Morrow was the game's lone goal scorer. It was a battle in that second period, John. I thought a lot of back and forth play. 50-50 pucks won both ways. The lucky break goes to the Blue Wave here on their own home ice.
Yeah, it was just a pass getting to somebody in the slot between 2 defenders. Neither defender moved on the puck, and she got a shot in off of the left-hand post. Even period throughout. A lot of action against the boards. A lot of trying to get control. Chris?
And more than anything, Darien was actually able to get some offensive presence and sustain pressure in the offensive zone for a good 2 minutes. And I think that what it did was for Fairfield, they weren't able, like I said before, they weren't able to get fresh legs out on the ice. And it just created an opportunity where Fairfield was a step slower and allowed that centering pass to the slot to give an open shot on goal.
I thought Darien had success below the end line behind the net where they facilitated a lot of their offense from. For more on the first 2 periods of play, let's go back down inside the glass, as Chris Kalin will be joined with Brian DiPodesta, the head coach of Fairfield Co-op. Chris.
Thanks, Frank. Coach, you guys had an excellent first period. You came out, you played strong, especially defensively. What happened early on in the second?
I think we started chasing around too much. We weren't doing our own jobs. We were trying to cover for other people. So once we got our legs back and we started to do our job, we kind of changed the table a little.
What are some of the things you want to emphasize going into this third period? Even though you're only chasing 1 goal, what are some of the things that you need to do to get back on the board?
Leave it all on the ice and get pucks on net.
Sounds very simple, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Chris. And that's right. I think they do need to keep throwing pucks on goal, allow themselves opportunities to get rebounds, see if you can get one. If it's a cheap one, it's a cheap one, so be it, but you got to find a way to score right now.
Are they better off skating less, chasing less, and just get in the Darien end and just pepper Giannunzio with pucks?
I think that right now their opportunities were working from the wing. They had chances to get pucks to the slot, but again, give Giannunzio a lot of credit. This isn't her first rodeo, and she's stood up to the challenge so far today. Fairfield with 15 minutes left to catch up. Chris, what do they have to do here?
More than anything, don't get in that situation where they were in that first period, when in that second period when Darien scored the goal. Do more puck clearing, move it out. Don't allow Darien to get any sustained pressure offensively, because when they do, you see what happens. They stay with it, and it's going to be easier for them in this period because their bench is on the defensive end. So if they clear the puck out, they can get those quick changes and get fresher legs on the ice.
We talked about clearing the puck there, Chris, and you get caught puck watching on those long possessions. Wingers start to creep down. You leave the points open, and all of a sudden everyone's out of position, and that's where those opportunities and open players in the slot come from. As a couple players go sliding down the ice here. I have not seen a penalty yet to this point. Slow to get up behind the play and hustling to get back now with Sarah Palaszczuk. She'll head straight for the bench.
And guys, for Fairfield, I think that's an important key, is they've been able to stay out of the penalty box and not give Darien that man advantage.
Shot blocked, but held in at the line. Good job by Courtney Lowe, as Abby Hart might have been off to the races. This time Cassidy keeps it in.
And Cassidy's done a good job with that, with and without the stick, using her feet, her shin guards, her skates to keep pucks where she wanted them.
There's Drugan with it, looking up ahead for DeLeader. Some miscommunication amongst the juniors there. As DeLeader lets a wrister go, and it's fought off by Guerrera.
Brought up now, but again, Darien keeps it in, and they just keep doing this. Fairfield now with the puck behind the nets, left by the Zamboni doors, where it's picked up by Abby Hart. She can't clear. That's kept in by Elise Morrow for Darien, who takes it behind the net. They just can't get it out.
It's back at the point. Drugan with a shot here, and it's in the net. Score! Guerrera tried to get it with the blocker, didn't get all of it, and it's 2-0 now. The Wave on top.
That's such a huge goal because the mountain just got that much steeper for Fairfield. High shot, looked about waist high, Chris.
Yeah, it was. It came in up over, but I think there was a little bit of traffic in front of Guerrera too, and I think that's where she lost the puck and she wasn't able to get. She picked it up at the last second, and that's where you saw that blocker come out.
As play blown dead here for an offside. So Drugan with the goal, 2-0.
And again, it's one of those cross-ice passes to somebody left alone on the far side of the ice. This time Darien converts.
Up ahead, an opportunity here for Estevez. Correction, that's Catherine Wilson as they battle here, and coming away with that one is Sally Cassidy. Chris.
Guys, the scoring on that, Katie Drugan from Elise Morrow.
Second point of the game for Morrow. 2:05 the time of the goal. 2-0 the Blue Wave lead. Circling back through center ice is Winslow. Up ahead, here's Elizabeth Winslow. Giannunzio to save, and she'll hold on for a whistle.
Quality shot. Giannunzio comes up with the glove hand.
In a lot of the shots you've seen Fairfield take, when they try to elevate the puck, they're getting it to the glove side. They're challenging Giannunzio's glove. I think what they need to do more is work toward that blocker side and see if she can get that up to stop a shot.
Back at neutral ice, it's Sheets. Drugan steps up and pokes this one along. Sheets resets from her own blue line. On the left wing boards. Held in by Estevez. Taking away another opportunity. And a shot block. Good job by Drugan on this shift. Very active defensively. Up around and waiting there is Schiff. Skip Vanderbroek, but here's Bevel on the far side. She lets a wrister go. And it's up off the shoulder pads of Guerrera and into the netting behind the net.
Slow pace as we start this third period. Probably slower than either of the first two.
And guys, going back to that second goal for Darien, it was the one thing I said Fairfield couldn't do that they did. They didn't clear the puck. They allowed Darien to maintain an offensive presence, and that's what did them in. They were able to Darien was able to get players into position to do what they wanted to do.
And it was how we talked about it too. You get caught puck watching, players leave their assignment, an open look from the point, and the Darien defense are too good to give them that kind of space to shoot, John.
And it's exactly what Brian DePodesta said to Chris in between periods. Do your job. So important in any sport. Twice now we've seen Darien get into position, Fairfield players not do their job, and it costs them big.
Here's Lowe with it here, looking up ahead. Garino stepped in the way of that one. Lowe spins away from trouble behind her own net. Looking up ahead, and it's tipped along DeMauro in the front. Down the right side, DeLeader pulls up. Her shot and a save made by Guerrera.
Guerrera unable to control the rebound, though.
Mara sent one out in front. It was off the foot of DeLeader. She would have had an open net and a one-time opportunity. Darien controlling. Now it's DeLeader in front of the Zamboni door. Marino comes in for help. Up the half wall, there's Abby Hart with it. Looking for space, and it comes all the way back.
She had space, but no one there to receive that pass.
Sally Cassidy controls that one. An errant pass off the stick of Courtney Lowe. And an icing here with 9:57 remaining. This is game number 1 of the FCIAC semifinals in girls hockey. We will have Greenwich, the 2 seed, against New Canaan, the 3 seed, following the conclusion of this matchup. Number 1 Darien with a 2-0 lead over number 4 Fairfield right now. There's a puck sent up off the glass and back down the ice. This will go for an icing. No, they wave it off, saying Sheets had an opportunity to play it.
I've seen a couple waved off tonight.
Shot there, kicked aside by Guerrera. Good job that time by Logan Book reading that play, intercepting in the slot. 9:30 remaining. Chipped up ahead, and it's knocked down. Circling around there was Claire Knight. And she's muscled off the puck momentarily. Is coming along to help, and taking this one is Kiki Tropsa. Out to the neutral zone. Winslow with it. Sends one down low, and going to get that one now is Claire Winslow.
Good job by Drugan to slam the door on that break.
Right offside, and picking it up is Book. Here's Estevez with it. She's been very active offensively. Smart play to throw it down low as Fairfield can finish a change. Drugan got to go quickly. Instead, we'll retreat, look back for help. There's this one played by Courtney Lowe. Sheets with it. Looking in all the way around from the left side of the net to the right. Here's Maloney. Is Fairfield able to get a little pressure here, Chris, but can't quite control the puck at the moment.
And that's really what's doing it in. The puck's just bouncing away from them. They can't maintain control enough as the shot on goal went wide. They can't get it. Darien ain't able to control the puck enough to maintain any kind of pressure. Darien's just too tenacious on defense.
That shot came from Maloney. It just missed on the left side of the cage. A good job by Estevez down low here to get that puck out into the slot and give her an opportunity.
I just have to wonder if we're starting to see the depth make the difference. If we're starting to see the Darien being 3 lines deep, I don't think Fairfield has that many skaters they can throw out there for long periods of time if that's going to start to cause Darien to pull away as they have.
Behind the net is Sally Cassidy. Errant pass here taken away. Shot blocked by Lowe. Trying to stay with it was Shemesh, but Hart got it as far as the half circle.
I don't know. Lowe knew she blocked that shot.
As Schiff goes to battle down low. Sent out to the slot, coming away with it there, and the shot was blocked as Guerrero was sliding across to make a save. Back into the Fairfield zone one more time, and it's sent out to center.
You know, there are rushes there to be had for Fairfield, and either the pass doesn't get there or Darien slams the door before it gets too deep into the Darien end.
Abby Hart tried to send one on goal, blocked by Lowe. Quickly up the boards again. Here's the leader, back to Vanderbrook. Schiff open on the far side, but Vanderbrook going to carry all the way. Took a Fairfield stick with her as one of the players had to let go to avoid a hook. 6:15 remaining. Fairfield still chasing two. And they're going to have to get one Sue if they want to get back into this one. Perhaps
clock
an opportunity
is definitely
here.
their enemy, Frank. Sorry.
Okay, Garino with a shot. She might be a player who has to step up and influence this one. Out to the neutral zone. Controlling his Knight. Back and forth we go. 5:50 remaining on the clock.
You know, we called Guarino's name a lot in the second period. That was the first I recall hearing it in the third, was that rush. I think she's been tied up trying to shut down Darien in the Fairfield end, more so than trying to make plays happen.
One name we have called a lot of is Courtney Lowe, as she has played nearly 5 minutes already in this third period. Looking up ahead, she finds Morrow. Comes to the far side for the leader. Cross ice pass, and with it now is Knight. Knight, but a sliding Guarino blocked that shot.
Great play by Guarino. Full extension, stick out, and a clean breakup.
Down in the corner. Behind the net, and here's Sheets with it. Check from behind, and Knight has it on her stick now. Under 5 minutes to play. Up ahead. Cassidy resets, and Darien is going to be offside with 4:37 remaining in the third period. Let's go inside the glass with the third member of our crew, Chris Kalin.
And guys, you're seeing it with that depth of Darien, the speed, the aggressiveness, just the constant attacking. It's just wearing Fairfield down. But Fairfield's been very effective though at poke checking, getting the puck out of the zone, and rotating players. It's something that's been going on. And coach, it looks like Brian DePodesta's going to take his time out here, maybe to give his players a little bit of a wind on a break. But for
we're going to take it with him, Chris. We'll come back to you out of the break. 4:37 remaining, 2-0 the score. Darien on top in the FCIAC semifinals on the HAN Network. We are back on the HAN Network from the Darien Ice House. And Cornito, John Kovacs. Let's go back inside the glass with 4:37 remaining to Chris Kalin. Chris.
And guys, we had talked about it, and John had mentioned it. It's the depth of Darien and Fairfield being in this position. You've got to keep rotating out your top two lines to try to get scoring opportunities. And the thing is, you fear that wearing down of those players only because of the going back and forth and the constant ice time. Maybe this break will give Fairfield a chance to get a puck in the net and get things going.
At the point, shot from Sheets. Giannunzio makes the save. And Cassidy behind the net, up ahead for Beville. Canceled out as she wanted to find Schiff cutting across the middle. Fairfield regains the zone one more time with under 4 minutes to go.
But as Fairfield presses, they're risking the odd man rush. Coming back the other way.
Up ahead again. Guarino cuts this one off. And angles her way into the zone. Circles back for help and sends behind the net.
I think she wanted to get a shot off as she cut across the top and just couldn't get through the Darien defense.
Almost playing a trap now where you're just seeing line up at the top of those circles and not give any ground heading backwards. Low with it, but her pass was deflected as Vanderbroek caught that one out of the air. And dumped all the way back down as Sheets works from behind her own net. 3:11 remaining, trailing by 2. We'll keep an eye on Guerrera and see when she heads for the bench. Sheets into the slot, trying to stay on possession. Her shot just off wide to the left, couldn't get good wood on it.
Guerrera is hanging at the top of her crease.
Up ahead, here's Mara with it. She's got help from DeLeader. Couldn't get it there, it's taken away. Tap back in, a big break for Fairfield as Darien has to tag up. It's Guerrera trying to make some moves on her own here. Gets ahead of steam and is up over the red line. Around DeLeader. Around Drugan, and she's taken down. Our first penalty of the night coming here as Drugan will go to the box with 2:21 remaining for tripping.
Might be just what Fairfield needs to have that man advantage. Yeah, you say it all the time, it's obvious, but you got to get one before you get two.
And Chris, if you're Coach DiPodesto right now, do you consider pulling the goalie here?
I would strongly consider it. You've got a 2-minute power play. You're going to make it 6-on-4. Yeah, you leave the goal open, but you take the shot. You need to do it as soon as you can.
Yeah, I would have started the power play with 6-4 and nobody in net. At this point, I'm down 2-0. They make it 3, so be it.
As Vanderbroek pickpockets Guarino, clears the length of the ice, and we're down to 2 minutes to play in the third period. Puck out in front, and it was almost poked in that time by Schiff. Guarino blew a tire, able to get along to Sheets. Cross ice pass. Here's Winslow with it. Working on low. Was poked away. The rebound shot blocked out in front. Vanderbroek able to clear the zone. At least force Fairfield back in their own end with 90 seconds to go, trailing by 2. Looking to the far side. Low with it, up off the glass, but it's held in, and that'll be a hand pass. As we saw, it was Elise, Casey Winslow, cover her hand over that puck. Chris.
Guys, keep an eye on Guerrera. It's getting to be about that time. You see DiPodesto starting to wave her over. He was waving her over at the time of the hand pass. So you can see it's going to be just a second. He's got somebody ready to go, and it looks like it's going to be Estefez to come off the bench.
Able to win the draw a little too cleanly as they're back into their own end.
Halfway through the penalty, Frank.
1:15 remaining in the game. Up ahead with it. Sheets controlling. Drops one at the blue line. Pass across. Here's Winslow with a turnaround look. Goes to the slot. Player down in front, and the score! Grace Flink makes it a 1-goal game, and Fairfield right back in it.
And Fairfield had pulled the goalie just prior to that goal. It races the last 31 seconds of the power play. 53 seconds left in this contest. Fairfield has life.
Finally able to beat Giannunzio. The extra skater was the key, but still chasing one now as they'll need to get another.
Guys, if Fairfield wins this face-off and able to get it deep, it's going to be the captain, Grace Flink, coming in.
She is the latest goal scorer as Guarino goes down the boards. Sends a shot towards Giannunzio that's sticked aside, and the net empty for Fairfield. Lowe chipping up ahead. It comes out to Morrow. 30 seconds remaining. Estevez with it. Now here's Flink. Chipped around. Morrow sends down. They're going to wave it off. No icing.
And that puck's going to die before it gets there.
Sheets behind the net. Risky pass out in front across the crease. And Drugan controls it. 10 seconds left. Flink trying to force a shot through. It's behind the net with 4. Out in front. Opportunity? No. Darien returning to the FCIAC championship. They will go for a 4th consecutive season. Their 6th in 7 years, holding off Fairfield Ludlow 2-1.
Great game, great performance by Fairfield. It hurts right now. This is a young team that just hung with the defending 3-time FCIAC champs and came up 1 goal short. Great effort by them. I think we're going to see them hanging around the top 4 in the FCIAC for a while.
Final score 2-1 in favor of the Wave. So they have earned themselves a spot in the championship game Saturday afternoon. They await the winner of New Canaan and Greenwich, which will follow right now on the HAN Network. Make sure you refresh your browsers. We'll be back shortly to bring you our player of the game here from semifinal number 1 after this on the HAN Network.
Get a fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the President's Day event and Ram Truck Month, now through February 28th.
If If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back from the Darien Ice House on the HAN Network, Frank Granito and John Kovach. Darien advancing to the championship after winning our first semifinal by a score of 2-1. And Fairfield played them very well. In the end, I think you were right, John. We saw the depth in that third period just too much for Fairfield to overcome and keep up with.
Right. If a team can just keep rolling out quality line after quality line, and you're a line short there, it catches up with you. It's just a numbers game. That said, I think the Fairfield team has a lot to hang its hat on, and they got the states coming up. But this is a very young team that got to the FCIAC semis, and as even as this game was, the one we've got coming up next could be even tighter.
And a tough break now. You've got Hamden coming up in the semis, so you go from the number 2 team in the state to the number 1, but they played very well. It was a strong game, had their opportunities. Giannunzio, ultimately the difference in that one, but they kept the top line of Darien at bay for the most part, which I think for the two teams in this next game, that's something they noticed and can look forward to, thinking, okay, maybe they're not as invincible as they may have seemed these past few weeks.
If you can skate with that first line, you can hold them off. My feeling going into this game was if Darien could keep it close, if they didn't end up down 3 goals after 1, 5 after, that they would have a chance. And they did till the very end because we had a scoreless first period. And then it was when Darien finally did break through, they got up 2, and that proved to be far too much.
In our next game we've got coming up, something to keep an eye on, obviously, will be the goalie play. Sofia Guerrera, a sophomore, is another goalie that we're going to be seeing for the next couple of years. We lose Giannunzio after this year, but Guerrera proved she belongs in that top class amongst the rest of the conference grades.
No question. No question. Against one of the best teams in the state, she gave up 2 goals, and I don't know that either's particularly her fault. As Brian DePodesta said, it was about players not doing their job, and it was 2 times that the Darien offense was able to get organized, get in position, and get a clean shot off.
The scoring started in the second, 5:33. It was Elise Mara from Molly Reed, along with Katie DeLeader. That made it 1-0. Then 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the second period, Kate Drugan got the Wave their second goal. The assist went to Elise Morrow. And then at 14:07 in the third period, Captain Grace Flink scored Fairfield's only goal. That was on the power play. They had pulled the goalie, so it was really a 2-man advantage, John, skating with that 6-4 advantage with skaters. Darien is still Darien. It's their 4th straight appearance now in the FCIAC Championship. They continue to roll and firing on all cylinders. And now standing alongside with our player of the game, we go down to Chris Kalin and Elise Morrow. Chris.
Thanks, Frank. Elise, you guys came in, you faced an opponent you handled very easily the first time out. You come out in that first period and they shut you down for a little while.
Yeah, that kind of happened. I think we came out and we underestimated how fast and how good their stick skills were, and we just didn't get on them fast enough, and that's something we should improve on for the next game.
Take me through your goal in the second period.
Honestly, I kind of was just trying to get it to the net. It was towards the end of my shift, and I just saw the puck and I just shot randomly. Didn't really know where it was going to go.
Now, going into that third period, they played you tough all game. You were able to get early pressure. and you were able to assist on the goal. Did you guys feel a sense of comfort at that point?
No, I don't think we felt a sense of comfort because 2-0, when you're up 2-0, it's the easiest lead to give up. And you can see with the power play, we kind of like slipped a little bit there. So I think since it was so like we still had a lot of time to go, we still had to play just like we were. It wasn't really any comfort to us.
Now, you're going to stick around and watch the next game to see who do you guys have to play on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going to stick around for a little bit. I mean, I have to go soon, but I'm going to stick around for a little.
Congratulations on a big win. We'll see you on Saturday, Elise.
Thank you.
Guys, that's Elise Morrow. Back to you up in the booth.
Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Elise. The final score, Darien 2 and Fairfield 1. Coming up next on the HAN Network, semifinal number 2 in the girls ice hockey FCIAC championships. It will be New Canaan and Greenwich. Refresh your browser. John, Chris, and I will be right back after this on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network.